What's up, guys? It's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well, and a very happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Hope you're spending some time with loved ones, got your gifts, your flowers, whatever it is that you're doing today. Or if you absolutely hate the holiday, an unhappy Valentine's Day, or whatever you want to say as well. So we've got the Owl Tower that's just dropped in. So another chance to go through the Owl Tower, and alongside it, the portal has opened up, and we've got a couple of brand new owls in the portal, including a very interesting and very exciting 4-star hero, which I do like the look of. So I always love it when they release a 4-star hero into the new portals, because I know that is a realistic option for me to chase. So we're going to have a look at these 2 new 5-stars and the 4-star today. I think we'll start off with the damage dealer, which is Lodius. So he is a fire hero from the Owl family. Obviously, we have already had one. I forget the name now. That was Livia. So she's been a pretty decent hero. I do think that the way that her mana effect works is a little bit weird, because it applies at the end of the turn. So she's nothing like Luna, and maybe a little bit less powerful because of that. But so our second new fire owl is Lodius, and he is a barbarian. Unfortunately, you know I hate the barbarian class. He gets the chance to apply bleed. It's just the worst. And then the Owl family bonus, just to recap, there's a bonus for 1, 2, or 3 heroes, which means that all received mana status elements will be replaced by either a 11%, 31%, or 39% mana generation buff for 3 turns. Interesting amounts of increased mana generation, but it's a pretty good buff because they have that passive counter against mana status ailments. So I do like that family bonus. Now, in terms of Lodius's stats, we're going to switch the max power preview off. He's running 1014 power, so 1042 on his attack, 1038 on defense, and 1600 on the health. Very balanced stats, and he looks awesome. I mean, those axes on the edge of his claws. I mean, I'm just thinking about how the heck he's going to land. Like, he needs to land in sand, or he needs to land on someone to kill them. But that just, I mean, it looks awesome. It's a very new take. I do like it. It's refreshingly new would be my vote on the forum. Moving on to Lodius's special skill, it is called Battle Claw Strike, and it's running at very fast speed. So he attacks the target with Moonrise Strike, dealing up to 2,200 damage. Now, this Moonrise Strike effect is quite strong. I think the strongest other owl that we've seen it with, and I'm sorry for going out and back in again, but I need to find Timaeus, who should be somewhere in here. So Timaeus's Moonrise Strike is up to 1,500 damage, and that is to the target and nearby. And we've seen some others in certain amounts. So again, Fulvia up to 1,240, but it attacks the target and nearby as well. And those hits are hard, but not quite as hard. I mean, Timaeus is huge. But if you look at Lodius, the reason I went out and back in is because he's dealing 2,200 damage to a single target. So I'm assuming that hit is going to be absolutely humongous. He deals 40% more damage if the target's holy as well. And if we just look at the additional info on this, the base damage of the strike is 1,100, and the damage scales depending on the attacker's attack and the defender's defense. So they do pair up extremely well with the Goblins heroes, because you can have that growth or that wither effect, but also with heroes that increase attack or defense. So that is humongous. Maximum damage of 2,200. That's going to take out heroes. I mean, most heroes in terms of health points, if you second limit break, even the newest ones, look here, 2,195. So yeah, he's going to be able to one-shot some heroes for sure. Now, moving on. If the target is defeated by the attack, which we know is going to happen quite a bit, then the nearby enemies are unable to gain mana for 3 turns. So he not only hits for a truckload of damage to a single target, but if he kills that target, the target and the nearby enemies are unable to gain mana. for the following 3 turns. That is a superb effect, just an excellent effect. And then all allies counterattack with 60% of the damage received for 3 turns. You know what, that is kind of a minimal effect in terms of this special, and in comparison to the absolute devastation that's going on with the other effects. But it still counts. I mean, counterattack is still annoying, and it still needs to be dispelled if you don't want to be killing yourself. So this is a fantastic hero. And he benefits from the defense up ether talent as well. So at the start of the battle, he gets an additional 20% defense for 6 turns. Just a great hero, absolute S tier hero, and just a monster among owls, as you can see from his card. I do really like Lodius, so congrats if you do manage to grab this guy. I think he's going to be amazing. Now moving on to the second new 5-star, we've got Livia. Now, Livia is a healer owl, the second that we've seen. And just to recap again, and the thing is, these owl heroes are so new, so I just want to put everyone in perspective. We have got Loius, who's a fantastic healer, recovers 30% health, but also the 40% revival happening before the health recovery. I think just one of the best revivers in the game, running at average speed. So Loius is our other hero from the owls that heals. Now we've got Livia as well. So she's a paladin, so she gets a chance to increase the defense for 2 turns after receiving damage. And then she is also of the owl family, which we've already gone over, so we won't recap on that. But in terms of stats, 927, 1038 on defense, 1874 health, which is good because obviously she is more defensively built, which means she's going to be able to survive for a bit longer. And now her special skill is called the Rites of Inner Knowledge, and she lifts all cleansable status ailments. I know I'm calling her a she, but I really don't know. I'm assuming by the name Livia. So Livia lifts all cleansable status ailments from the caster and nearby allies and randomly distributes them on enemies. So she's got kind of a Lady Loki effect going on there, but it's just to the caster and nearby allies. Nearby allies, and randomly distributes on enemies. And then the caster and nearby allies get a Moonrise Ward for 4 turns. That reduces incoming special skill damage by up to 1,320. It reduces damage by an additional 30% when the attacker's holy. So let's just have a look at this little question mark again. So, sorry guys. So the base damage reduction is 660. So that means it reduces the incoming special damage by 660 as a base. The damage reduction scales depending on the defender's defense and on the attacker's attacking power. So if you reduce their attack and you increase your defense, it's going to be a higher damage reduction, up to a maximum of 1,320. If you've got reduced defense, it will go up to a minimum damage reduction of 330. Still a fantastic effect, that Moonrise Ward. I do like that a lot. And then the caster and nearby allies are going to regenerate 1,800 HP. That's not a typo. 1,800 HP over 4 turns. That's a huge amount of healing. I mean, that's a heal for over 400 every single turn, like 425 per turn or something like that. It's just crazy. And then the caster and nearby allies reflect status ailments and negative stacks for 4 turns. Fantastic. The only small mercy that I can say for this hero is that at least Livia only affects the caster and nearby, so you can still work on the heroes on either side. Of course, you can dispel the heal over time and things like that, but yeah, that's just an insanely good effect. So I really do like this hero, and she's running at average speed, so you couldn't really want too much more from a healer, except you could want her to be doing it to the whole team, but then how the heck would you kill the team? So a great hero as well in Livia. I'm really liking these new owls. I think they've finally found the niche for the owls. So yeah, love Livia, and love Lodius as well. Now, for the 4-star, this is the one that I'm probably the most excited about. It is our man Giuliani. And Giuliani is the Owl Mafia. You can see he's got his owl eye patch on. He gets the same family bonus in years of the wizard class, so he gets the chance to jinx, which is an extra 15% damage per active status effect buff. Now, in terms of stats, I'm going to leave the max power preview on for Giuliani. We're looking at 962 on attack, 944 on defense, 1744 on the health, for a total power of 955. So he's going to be, pardon me, guys. He's going to be able to stand up with some of the big boys in the game for sure. It just irritates me when they disappear on me like that. So he is going to be able to stand up with the big boys, as I said. Now, his special skill is called the Scroll of Sprite. And unfortunately, it is running at slow speed, so that's a bit of a downer for Giuliani. I really, really wish he was running a bit faster. But let's look at what he does. So he attacks the target and the nearby enemies with Moonrise Strike, dealing up to 860 damage and 30% more damage if the target is holy. So the base damage for this is 430, so 430 to the target nearby, but the damage scales depending on the attacker's attack and defender's defense. The reason I like this guy a lot is because I'm thinking of pairing him up with a 4-star goblin hero like Goldie, where you can increase the attack. She gives the growth effect. I'm pretty sure she gives the attack up. Just bear with me one sec, guys. I know I'm all over the place today, but this is hopefully going to be helpful. So let's see. Let's just sort by power. Goldie. So she increases the attack by 100 every single turn. So pairing him up with a hero like her means that you can get the same benefits as these people who have multiple thousands of dollars worth of summons, and they're getting the top owl heroes. You can do it at the same level, pair them up with the goblins at a lower level. So that, I hope that makes sense, but I think that's going to be really cool as a pairing for Giuliani. So up to 860 damage, and then the target and the nearby enemies receive 900 poison damage over 5 turns. Now, I know that's not the hugest amount of poison damage either, but in the 4-star world, it is quite a bit. And this next bit, where the caster and all allies absorb 35% of dealt poison damage as health, I think is going to be really impactful. So it's not just the caster, it's the caster and nearby allies. So they're healing every time that poison damage kicks in. So aside from the fact that he's running at slow speed, I think Giuliani is a fantastic addition to the Owl family. I like the fact that he's a damage dealer, a dot damage, so damage over time hero, and he's a healer as well. So any damage dealer that can heal, I would say, is a fantastic hero. I would definitely level him up for the Rush tournament at the 4-star level. If we ever see that one come around again. I think it's been a while. But for Rush tournaments at the 4-star level, he's going to be insane. Even for regular tournaments at the 4-star level, he would make a really good tank, especially in the ones where Holy isn't allowed, because of his ability to hit and to heal. And at the 4-star level, it takes a bit longer to charge. You don't have that increased mana generation like you do with the 5 stars. So yeah, Giuliani's an awesome hero as well. So I think for once, I like every single hero that's been released. I think Lodius is an absolute beast. Livia is a fantastic healer and some other amazing mechanics. And then Giuliani, probably not the pick of the bunch, but then he is at the 4-star level, so you can't have everything. So those are my thoughts on the Owl Tower heroes. I wish all of you the best of luck in your summons if you are going to be dropping some pulls in this portal. Please let me know what you think of Lodius and also of Livia and also of, I've forgotten his name now, Giuliani, the mafioso. Let me know what you think of these guys in the comments, and please do drop us a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I look forward to seeing you all again in the next video. Bye for now, guys.